Okay, mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Okay. We'll start in 8 minutes. What is up, everyone? How's everyone doing today? 2 o'clock currently in your time zone. What? Well, it's 6 p.m. over here. Oh, the music is a bit louder than me. Oh, I see the levels now. Okay. Okay. It might be good. Let me know if it's good right now. But I'm still having to set up everything. So, it'll be a minute. Don't have subtitles. That's okay. Just wait till after. When YouTube auto subs. Need a need to save this in a notepad. Oh, you're gonna hear my dog too, so 1 second. Okay. Jeez, I did not prepare to set up everything the way I had initially planned, but that's okay. Here you go. Come here. Yoshi, jump. Come on. Nope, can't do that. Okay. think that was the playlist. That was all of it. Let's get back to it. Now let's see if the button works. Hold on. Okay. Perfect. All right. Got it. What if I made a game about a location where advertisements are placed to reach a target audience in a retro style? Because OneBit Adventure. Avenue. Avenue. I guess that would be a perfect play on words. The mod is here. I forgot I gave you mod. It's been a long time since we've done a live stream, so yeah, it's a bit like Zelda. Okay, all right. Now let's dial it back. Let me first get into the situation. If I could first off, I want to thank you guys for showing up and being here. Welcome. Hopefully it is a lovely day and you are having a great time here to basically go over the Fork in the Road update. I'm still opening up my screen, so I do want to say 1 second as I load up Unity. Yeah, I usually do Kick, so I switched it to YouTube since YouTube has been gaining traction in terms of like viewership, and like, you know, when I make a video, upload it, then people who are watching the live stream can join in and, you know, see what it's all about. Close to 3,000 subscribers. That's amazing, because my previous YouTube channel was, I think, close to 7,000. But yeah, for sure this game has a big impact in terms of how quickly things have spiraled upwards. So all right, here we are. Fork in the Road update. But first, I do want to say, let's see. Let me see if I have the notes right here. Yes. No, I don't. Okay. I thought I had everything. So it's been a crazy past month or so of getting this update worked on and getting every idea together and not overwhelming myself, because I definitely don't like it when I burn out. Thankfully, I haven't achieved burnout yet, but we are on track to meet the goals that I pretty much was hoping for. It's storming, and you worked outdoors. I feel bad for you. I'm so sorry. I can't do anything, but I'll provide you the best quality updates as I possibly can. So there's different things I want to talk about, and I do feel like I should put some background music just so I can have something in the background, because I really want to show you how everything is going for Fork in the Road update. It's just it's not like necessarily 100% clean or finished. 100% clean or finished. So let me pop my YouTube music, at least get some background music before we end up getting started. But what do you want to see first? Actually, that is a good question. What do you guys want to see first in terms of... Let's get that. At least something in the background, right? Hopefully that's it's probably not that loud. Okay. So for sure, get back to it. For sure, there is a lot to talk about with Fork in the Road update. Being Fork is one of the main things, so being able to choose between two different paths. VIP 10 animations, yes, the VIP 10 animations are in the game, and we get a sneak peek at that. There is visually, there's more reforge. You can actually reforge 3 equipments into one, and then there's also Ascension skills where you can re-spec and also toggle. So let's start off in the main menu, since most of the stuff will explore the game as it is, and then get to look at what I've worked on and what you can expect with this update. So starting off, we have the new character cards. Now, the character cards are 100% cosmetic. There are going to be there is a new UI on the left hand side called the card shop. I was thinking about trying to put it here, but then like everything is like it's kind of a little bit of clutter. But if you like imagine it being on your phone, you know, depending on your phone's screen size, it should just be just enough to give you a little more room. So there are right now, there's over 15 character cards. Now we're gonna go look at the character cards for now. Right now, 20. Oh, see, I amazed myself. I programmed 20. So there are levels to your character cards, and the way you get your character cards to level up is by taking steps. Now, as you can tell, you start off with only 1,000 steps, and I believe that's, yeah, see, it doesn't make sense. They're both 1,000. It's supposed to go up, but it's supposed to be like 500, then 1,000, and then it goes up all the way up to level 10, which is a bit of a crazy milestone of 1 million steps. But you have to consider this is overall total, so you're just gonna play as you go, and you'll be able to level up your card and get the max frame. I wanted to make skins become gold, but that was kind of like the turning point of some skins might not look well in gold. So I figured just leave it as is. Character cards can get gold. It won't affect your character skin, but it is going to affect your main menu in terms of how you view it. So the way you're going to unlock these character cards is by prestiging. So when you prestige one time for any of the base characters, you'll be able to unlock that character. And then there's also the VIP 5 skins. So if you're VIP 5, you'll automatically unlock these character cards. And the way it works, when you unlock them per se, you can actually equip them to your specific character. So you'll select which character you'll want to equip it to. Since it is a warrior character card, it can only attach to a warrior. Future updates, if there are various character cards, you will be able to equip it onto different classes. But for now, try to keep it very like much rule based. So if you love playing warrior and you got that warrior character card, you can only apply it to that. There are level ups to this, but again, 100% cosmetic. You don't need to level up to 10. It is for those that want to get 100% gold and just skip the steps, or if they want to, you know, level up all of it, they can spend the diamonds to level it up. But it is only by steps, and if you do have double XP, that does count towards the character cards. So using double XP, and every step you take, instead of 1, it will be 2 steps. It will be 2 XP points towards it. So that's the elite, which is VIP 5, and we also have the monthly skins. Okay, first off, monthly skins. Okay, there's Corpo, LR Valiant, and oh my gosh, how could I not remember? Oh my gosh, there's I'm so sorry. It is third person that did it, the skin. It might not appear when I click on it, but yeah, so tried it. Oh yeah, first off, also thank Polar Goal, who also is the creator of the character card skins. I also allowed him to get his own skin character card as well in the game. And so if you unlock his Enigma skin, it's called Polar, then you'll be able to unlock that card. But yeah, these are the monthly skins, and if we go to the shop, go to skins, you'll see Trident is a necromancer. It also spawns a jellyfish as the zombie with a dagger, pretty nice. And then you got the Lantern Necro. Now I'm trying to remember if I have a zombie skin for that one. I can't remember. I have to double check that. But it is animated, which is nice. And then the amazing Cloak Thief skin, which is, I don't know, by far I'm loving that Cloak skin. It's caught my attention in terms of trying to get it into the game. It was nice. But yeah, so this is going to be May's monthly skins, and once this update rolls out into open beta, you'll be able to collect the skins. And when you do buy the skins, you also get the card. So you don't necessarily need to prestige any of the characters with the skins. You just need to unlock the skin. And for an example, like over here it says 500 diamonds. If we click on it, it'll automatically tell you get the card and you get the skin. So pretty cool. So this is definitely on the cosmetic side, giving more value in terms of diamonds, and we need a Jonathan card. Yeah, that would be funny, right? I'll just add my face onto a card and you guys can get that one. What is that one? There was one picture on Discord that was kind of hilarious of me and my face just not looking correct. We'll move on from that. Okay. So most of the things that are also promised was actual leaderboard for VIP XP. So right now there is well, definitely not me, because I'm gonna have to like hide my own VIP XP score, but you'll notice that it is all time, no rewards, and it's not something that everyone can like basically be like, oh, I'll get something for getting VIP XP. No, this was something to compare other people in terms of John Doe trying to see, oh, what's gonna, you know, who's gonna be the highest VIP XP. So that is gonna be a new ranking added to the Fork in the Road update. And let me see, I don't think I did much on the main menu side of things. I think most of it was fixing stuff. So I have my notes on my phone right now, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna get into a lot of the stuff in the game that will essentially have more stuff. If I am not mistaken, it might even be, yeah, there's the Polar skin. Okay, so that one's Polar Gold skin, and that one you'll be able to unlock. That one's a permanent skin. I want to say it's 500 diamonds. I don't know, but it will also unlock the character card for that. So it's for bragging rights, yes, and definitely the VIP leaderboards is for bragging rights. You don't earn anything, but it is cool to show how much you support game by competing on the ranking. So, let's go into, and I have to be extra careful because I believe I did add a way to show your stats. If you click sort cards, you can actually show the stats, the names on the side, basically how it would be if it was a normal card. You can also disable it from here. That way, if you don't want to like go back and manually do it, you can do it with sort card. So sort card is more like an edit card at this point, but but it is a pretty nifty feature nonetheless. And I think, yeah, okay, so 1,000 steps isn't too bad. We're gonna go into this. I don't know how it's gonna react. Okay, yeah, it's gonna react weird because I never tried it in this version of going for the main menu. But if we go in from straight gameplay, we'll be able to see how things will work. Okay, so right off the bat, everything feels like this is like my developer version. Everything is set into whatever stats I want, but right now it's just baseline. If we go ahead and let's grab our Blacksmith. We got the Blacksmith here. He just came out of nowhere, and we collected a whole bunch of loot, and we're like, all right, this is perfect. We can wait. Wait, what was that, Gabriel XP? Prestige 5? Oh, more Prestige of 5? What? Prestige is still 5. We're just Prestige for the character cards, but not necessarily more Prestige. Yeah. So the Blacksmith is the exact same. I forgot about that. It's Frank we're gonna have to talk to. So Frank is gonna be the one where instead of only just socketing those ruins, you can now reforge. Now, reforge is pretty straightforward, but you can get more you can get more of what you want, specifically if the stats are pretty much the same. So, for an example, if we put a chest plate, a sword, a helmet, we're going to get a random equipment, and based off these three, it says level 51 and type random. And you can tell it also looks at upgrade slots. So upgrade slots are 4 through 5, and it's more or less force gold is if all three were gold, it's gonna force a gold equipment. If it has a ruin slot, then it'll automatically be, you know, yes or no. So, and then rarity as well. So rarity matters in terms of what you forge together. So this is an option in terms of instead of selling it, you can spend the coins to reforge it into an equipment that you would prefer. If we go, let me see, go back over here and we say, well, maybe what I want is, I want a weapon, right? We want a weapon. So it says random equipment, but now it's a weapon. So if I forge this, we'll get a magic stick. Oh, great. I'm a blood knight and I got a magic stick. So there's still some details that we need to work out. But essentially, I got a weapon. If we went ahead and grab 3 rustic chest plates, now it gives us exactly what we want. Level 51 chest plate. Basic. If they were all the same rarity, they'll match that rarity. If they were all gold, it'll match gold, and then we can upgrade it, and we'll see we got the 4 upgrade slots, we got a rustic chest plate, and then we can forge a different one. So a cool way to recycle your stuff. If you put 2 gold items and 1 normal item, it doesn't have a chance for generate gold. It's more or less going to be random. It has to be 3 gold or none. Really, I mean, it's like gold. 3 gold is gonna make it automatically gold. Obviously, there's still a chance of gold. So I mean, if we're a higher level and higher rarity, because I believe we have to be level 50. Oh wait, we're level 51. If it was a higher rarity, we get a greater chance of a gold. And if you have the other like modifiers in Ascension skills, that will affect that. So yeah, it's still going to be something that if you want to guarantee the gold, you still want to get all 3. So, so yeah, no, currently I think I'm 100% certain I only did the only 3 gold will force a gold. If it's like this, there's still a chance for it to be gold, but you know, it is how it works for now. Obviously, open beta is up to interpretation. Things can change in open beta. I could easily go back and change it to where, oh yeah, this will make it 30% chance or 60% chance for gold because 2 are gold. So yeah, that's also part of the feedback we'll get in open beta. So so that is that. And then also has the neat part of, you know, filtering out which ones. I still have filtering out the stats for if it works. I don't know if it works really. It might not. Oh wait, because those are MP damage. That's why. I was like, why didn't it work? Okay, there it goes. So yeah, if only weapons with MP damage, then that will highlight. It's not highlighted here, but again, a lot more stuff we'll have to polish over the weekend. Forgot how much stuff I'm going to be doing this weekend. So, but yeah, and that is basically it for the reforge mechanic. More things will have to be worked on to make sure it's more fine-tuned and easy to do in terms of when you go in and wanting to do it. So, all right, now let's go on to the next thing, which is going to be the fun fork in the road. All right, so fork in the road. Right now, I believe I coded it to just okay. So right now, fork in the road will spawn in 500 steps. Obviously, we want to see it for the live stream, so I'm forcing it to spawn right now. And now we have the fork in the road. This door does not do anything. I know everyone's gonna wonder. I might change the sprite so that it doesn't look like, you know, something's going on there. But in a future update for like story update, then I'll definitely consider adding an NPC there. This one also, the bandit is not gonna appear here. Just wait for the story update before I start adding more. Another thing is there's little Wolfie there. He's still there. And then John the Wise is still going to strike a thunderbolt on me if I talk to him. Most of that stuff I wanted to save for story update simply because a lot of this stuff is just needs to get reworked. So if we... I don't know if I'm planning on leaving Wolfie or not, but you can recruit him and he'll get recruited to your camp named Wolfie Wolf. So I haven't found the spot for him yet. So we'll see how that goes. So fork and road. There's 2 different paths. Now the way this works is you can go straight through the fork and go blind, or you can actually look at what you're getting into. So when you come across the sign, you interact with it, you'll actually be able to see what stats and what rewards you get for that. I should say the rewards as of right now is not done. So it is still being worked on right now, but most of the rewards were going to be persistent for this adventure. So for an example, this is a temporary frosty slow status duration is increased by 2. And using the wait action for 2 turns will inflict slow. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be... Yeah, that's correct. So if you wait 2 turns, you will get inflicted with slow. Instead of it being the base value, will be plus 2. So if we survive this fork, we'll get 100 max HP. If we survive this fork, but we're just basically going to go all the way to the end and get that reward. You can also choose the left side, which now, scary. Evil trees will now spawn as scary trees. So this was kind of like an idea to get scary trees into the overworld and basically make it kind of possible now to do some of the quests. So any chance you're ever going to update the guide, it doesn't mention any of the new dungeons. I want to update it so badly, and that's one of the things is I keep pushing it aside, and I think after this update, I'll try to focus more on fine-tuning that, along with the story update. The story update is going to be a big overhaul, and so it's going to require a lot of the work from the translators to get that in. So how many steps until the new fork? Right now it's 500 steps, so every 500 steps you'll come across a fork, and then you'll be able to decide which fork you go into. So I'm hoping everything works as planned. We'll see if it works. So if we go also if you go to click rewards, we haven't had any rewards, but it would show whatever reward we got from the path we chose. So the signs also are short short way of seeing what that path is instead of looking at the UI. And now we enter the scary tree route. So we also have the option of clicking up here, and that'll give us the same UI, except we can see what the next forks are going to be before we even reach it. So it gives us a chance to plan ahead, but at the same time, we still have to complete the fork by going 500 steps. So if we were to find out, oh look, the trees have changed because we're in the scary path and we need the scary trees to blend in. The scary trees are now changed. The trees have changed to sort of what would be the ruins trees. If that makes sense. Yeah, the ruins or Cthulhu's lair has a different sprite for the trees. So it doesn't affect much until things start being more permanent. And by that, I mean certain routes are going to be temporary. Others are going to be persistent in terms of, oh, they are going to keep on staying. So, but yeah, as of now, still, oh yeah, that was another feature. Someone was like, I can't tell. I'm like going into the wall and door and it's not working. Well, it's because you need a key. So that's another quality of life feature added. All right, now if we go and I think I have to, yeah. So right now it's telling us, where's the fork in the road? Is at 105 steps. So we could just continue forward and see what we can get for the next fork. And then, much like how we introduced the first fork, we just have 2 decisions. Now, the difference between now is going to be a little bit of a game changer in terms of how I want the world to work, but it will be a little buggy. We'll see how that goes for sure. You finally caught the stream. Welcome. Greetings. Let's see. So does a fork upgrade show up on your character stats? So it will, but currently it's not programmed to. So so we actually completed that fork. It says completed, even though it says 100, it was supposed to say 100 max HP. It's not done yet. So it will show up on your character stats. I was going to have a third screen here just to show that. But I think this screen will basically, there you go. It shows the rewards in terms of what you completed for that adventure. So, does it save after leaving or resets like dungeons? So right now, the way forks work. So if you were to quick save and come back, that fork will still appear as the first chunk. So it works like a dungeon's entrance where it doesn't leave until you went through it. So if there was a fork all the way above and you went into a cave, the moment you get out the cave, it's gonna spawn that fork just so you can get to it. So yeah, it won't reset. Yeah, you'll all the stats and rewards are per adventure. So if you get the whole like 50% max HP, you will get that for the adventure. So the moment you end your adventure, you're basically starting from 0 with a new crossroad. Would there be a way to not show the arrows in the doors? Actually was going to remove them. It is a bit tedious because like, it's not something that I want to be distracting. It's more like the icons itself already tell you that you can go through it. So so add something to so you can what? So you can eat your cat? No, we're not adding that. No, stop it. There's no extra feature for that. So all right, going back into this, so the main difference is when you arrive at the fork that is already past 1, you'll notice right now that we've chosen this route, but this route is basically like, all right, how do we get there? Well, you'll be able to teleport to that route. And the way this works is we're trying to think of a way where you can feel 100% complete. But again, these forks in a road are going to be harder the higher your level. So right now these are considered they're a mixed bag right now. But if you're level 5, a lot of your paths are going to be pretty easy. But then the further you go, the more harder ones you get. So you might not want to get this one if it leaves you with 100% Reapers throughout your adventure. Or something, so to speak, that it ruins, your run. So yeah, definitely something to consider is try to make sure there is one easy route. And then the rest will have a random mix. So now we have 2 different forks. We can go through the fog fork, where you can only see up to 7 tiles away, but chests give +1 equipment. This is temporary, meaning it lasts until this fork, and then we get the bonus reward. Keep in mind, the reward will change when we get into open beta. More finalized. They are going to be stat-based rewards. Some of them will be like one-time rewards, and there will be things to discuss more once we get into it. So the teleporting is still something I'm trying to decide on how to go about. It does feel a little bit rushed. Like if you wanted to go here and you teleport, and then you'll be in that fork as if you were you were taking that route. There's still features that are not 100% finished. As you can tell, it says we're in scary route even though we're in this route. But it does split off and it does grow. So now we got this option that will give us more choices. Backtracking would be a cool feature instead of teleporting. Yeah, it's one thing. I was like, backtracking could be a feature, but then the amount of chunks you would have to like load on the back end might be the hard part. Unless, hear me out, unless we just consider them corrupted and they just look like debris. So you're constantly making one big line. That's the only other option. Or we could just cut it off and like snip, gone. There's different things that could be done. Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah, if you do end up going back for that reward, it's no longer lost. You can keep going, yeah. And again, we still have until Tuesday before I can change a lot of things up, just so that this update ends up feeling just right. There are currently 25 forks, and we not even see them all because they're not like, some of them works, others are very much experimental. But yeah. And now we have the 3 different forks. But essentially this would have been a teleport had we still stuck on this path. But that's where some of the things kind of look off. But we still have the rocky, where spawns a breakable boulder every 10 turns, which deals up to 10% of your max health as damage, and it's temporary for this run. So instead of going for 100% for the reward, you could only get like part of reward instead of getting 100%. No, that is diminishing returns. That is a good idea. No, that is a great way to reward going for the thing that would be like desperately what you need. And it would help justify picking a route over another. Or a special item for teleporting. Yeah, it could cost an item to teleport. Yeah, there's so many different things we can go and try to do. So in this route, basically there's a random chance for this boulder to appear, and if we were to take damage, it'll basically deal 10% of our health. This is one of those things where it's like it could be a persistent one, just because of how much you could do. I can imagine you making some pixel art or art form with this, but it definitely takes a bit of time. I still haven't created the thunder route, and that was going to be another route where you're constantly going to get thunder rained onto you. Yeah. You're basically backtracking. Yeah, with the whole teleporting is like backtracking. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. In terms of like how why so many Levatus? It's probably because his it's on the test mode. Yeah, it says test shop. There you go. That's why he was force spawned in this mode. Yeah, that's the only other thing about the whole idea of choosing different paths, but then at the same time whether or not backtracking is a good thing. Reducing the rewards for the backtrack would be good. It would make it so that it prioritizes certain rewards over others. Treasure Trove spawns a chunk with lots of chests and crates, but are guarded by a boss. It's supposed to be guarded by multiple bosses, but... and then Spiked adds up to 20 spikes per chunk. Currently, this is temporary. Some of them will have persistent of certain spikes spawning. It depends on how far I can get into over the weekend. But it is going to be a pretty busy weekend. Yeah, so when you stumble upon a dungeon while completing a fork, it doesn't necessarily affect the fork. It will affect the distance of the fork to be pushed back because you're entering the dungeon. So if the fork is supposed to spawn at 500 and you enter a dungeon before that, the moment you get out at 700 steps from a dungeon, the fork will spawn. And it makes you lose out on the reward of getting it as fast as possible. But if you're really trying to go for the rewards in the dungeon, it's, you know, I guess it's kind of like pick your battles in a way. But do expect 500 steps after a fork has been selected that will spawn. I agree. And I think what could be more simplified, I think I might have overcomplicated myself too. What could also happen is instead of, so you pick between two forks, and the moment you choose one fork, this path comes to the center, and that line is essentially, it's going to be a straight line based off the path you chosen. I don't know. I think that might be my new idea in terms of getting it so that it feels like you're making your own adventure, is when the path itself is changing, but it doesn't force you to backtrack, because that kind of like breaks the rules of what you're trying to do, which is go on an endless adventure. Yeah, I think it makes more sense to have it a straight line. So it's a fork, but the moment you choose one path, it snaps to the center and makes one straight green line, and then you progress on a straight line. That would be bad. Yeah. It's one of those things where I myself was struggling in terms of, and you would not believe it, I've been spending like 2 weeks trying to decide if the concept I was doing made sense in terms of OneBit. And to be honest, it was one of those things where it's like, I think you just realized now that, yeah, it's one direction adventure. Obviously the fork idea is nice, but having to teleport back and forth is not going to make sense lore wise too. So Yeah, that's the one thing too. The second reward is also something I don't want people to think about. So if you do miss out on this 10% HP bonus, you've already selected the damage bonus, so that's already lost. Your HP is lost, so you just focus on that. So so more into what we can expect in terms of how the forks look like. Most of them do modify the environment or look at the environment before deciding, okay, what am I going to spawn? This one, the spike ones, is nice because it knows where to place it. And actually, this actually might be a good test to see if I actually made sure that the spikes actually spawn while in a dungeon too. Let me see. We'll force spawn the next cave over to the next chunk, so that one is going to come up pretty quickly. We did trigger Wicked Hours, so that's going to be a little bit of a mess. So yeah, spiked ends up appearing, oh, only on this chunk. It does not appear on these chunks. Oh wait, it does. Oh, there it is. Oh no. Oh no, help me. Alright, I'm good now. Alright. So yeah, it will appear in the dungeon. So if you do have a persistent buff, that persistent buff does travel into the dungeon. Oh yeah. So add a Mary to NPC. Wait, the boss checking. No, we're not adding marriage to the game. Alright. Yeah, the fork is bonuses you get in the game, but it's per adventure in terms of what you get. So, yeah, this is more or less like an add-on. So, one of the main concerns was early game when... Oh, no, I died. Early game players, when they're like base level, even go base level 1. So if you're base level 1 and you're going in on an adventure, plus 100 HP is going to do a good amount in terms of like you trying to survive. Percent base HP might not. I guess it depends on your build too. But yeah, in terms of like how the whole fork in the road is supposed to be more of a benefit to your run and your adventure. This is also going to make it so that certain thresholds will be a lot easier in terms of surviving. But it also makes it harder because if you're forced to go through two medium routes, then you're going to have to choose one or the other. If you die while completing the fork, it doesn't reset. It doesn't reset as of now. That one's up for debate only because it's like the rewards you get is per adventure. So dying and reviving that adventure is gonna still keep the fork. Where is next fork? All right, let's see what other fork. I want to say I've made sure that as a level 1 you won't go across any of the harder forks. And we get a Reaper fork. All normal enemies spawn as Reapers, but chests now have 3% chance to spawn gold equipment plus 3% chance. So more chance for gold. That seems kind of low. I think that's not supposed to be 3%. Definitely looks suspicious. You want your bazooka? Actually, will be fun is how chaotic Death Notice will handle forks in the road in terms of how it ends up amplifying your adventures. Yeah, there's gonna be more chaos for sure. And oh yeah, those let's see, yeah, or 100% more health items found in chests. So it kind of gives you more of a double loot scenario with that. That doesn't seem like enough of a chance. No, it doesn't. And now all normal enemies are spawned as Reapers, which is awesome because now it's kind of like if you want that that where are the Reapers kind of thing situation. Well, now you can find it on a fork, but it's definitely going to be one thing of balancing. Because I don't want to get into a situation where someone's choosing a fork that is very much going to be like forced into death. You know, you don't want to have that happening. So for sure, Reapers shouldn't be spawning on a level 1 account. But yeah, so Fork in the Road update, there's still a lot more rewards in terms of how I will process everything you guys give in open beta and adding it into the game. And in terms of how much different things, like, yeah, right now 22 different forks in the game right now. Most of them are more temporary forks instead of persistent, but when we get into the persistent, it'll be just little sprinkles of stuff before you've gotten through 10, 20 different forks. Then you'll notice a lot of things are different in your adventure. So, and of course, when you end your adventure, you start off with a new crossroad, and that crossroad is essentially going to be shaped by your level and what choices you make. There's also the next thing, I believe I can, if I can get an item, not that item, if I get, I don't need pears. Oh wait, I do have an apple. Perfect, yes. So the next thing being that now quick slot items, if I can heal, will be locked, and it's not locking. Oh my gosh, it's not locking. Oh wait. I did make sure. I was certain that I fixed that. I made it so that it would stay as 0 in your quick slot items. I guess I'm gonna have to double check that. That one I'll have to double check later. Essentially, quick slot items, if you have an apple, it will set it to 0 and it won't remove it. But that's not the case right now, so I'll have to make sure I'll fix that the next time it comes up. So we can have items of immortality, how appear Phoenix item, orb, how in Overlord anime that red orb, and when you die that orb eat you level 5 level. I don't know if you want to do that. You really want to torture the gamers. No, most of the fork ideas is it's minor. As you progress more, it adds up, and then eventually it becomes to the point where you just like it's a lot. But again, the bonuses will be per adventure. There's also let me see. There's also going on to the next thing. I did add another setting, which is pixel font too. That one's another one that I didn't think too much of. If you don't like pixel fonts for any reason that for any reason that you need readability wise, it's just more or less there for you in order to switch every single text in the game to non-pixel font. So that's pretty neat. And then also another major feature, tap to attack. This is going to be on by default, and this is more noticeable if you are a ranged character. But it can be useful for those that are starting the game. So tap to attack essentially means you can tap the enemy to attack. When you see an icon over them, that means you can actually target them, and by target them you can tap and attack. So it doesn't look like I'm attacking, but I am. It's more or less hard to see when you have your finger over it. But if you have D-pad mode on, it's a little more easier to see that. Let's see if we go over here. So we can actually attack him from that range. So if we go here, okay, we can't attack him. So if we click on him, nothing happens. He gets closer. All right, he's within our range, so we can attack him. So definitely is going to be another bug testing of trying to figure out what is able to attack. For an example, the ghoul is down. He cannot be attacked, so his icon does not appear. Get close enough, he spawns up, we can attack him. So it is going to be a game changer. New players often do this at conventions where they're constantly like tapping on the enemy instead of moving into them. So it makes it kind of interesting that it's doing a triple attack. I want to say it's doing a triple attack. Yeah, it's doing a triple attack. There's things that are going to have to be flushed out during open beta. But for sure, it seems like we're doing a quadruple attack. It might just be that it's not doing it off of a single press. Yeah. Still, diagonal attacking is here. You also, so when it comes to like stuff like this, right? The evil trees are supposed to be invisible. That's something that we'll be working through and making sure that we can't attack them because they're invisible. But it's definitely doing a lot of arrows. Okay. Yeah. So, good to know. Good to know. Let's type that. Let me type that down on my phone. Oh, man. I've created it. Aren't you glad that... Well, I'm glad that it's not releasing on the open beta yet. We gotta fix that. Yeah, that was like 7 arrows. That was definitely not intended. Yeah, and diagonal ricochet, it will be a thing too. Since this is given the opportunity to do diagonal attacks. Certain things can be done diagonal, and others cannot. It is favoring more ranged versus stuff like sweeping, and we can try sweeping. I haven't tested sweeping. That is going to be one that we could test. If I could remember the ID for sweeping, then that would be perfect. But yeah, tap to attack. It'll be on by default, but it is certainly something that's going to be very much getting into thorough testing. Let's see. Actually don't know if it'll appear because I'm such a low level. Let's see. Battle Axe has sweeping, right? No, Battle Axe does not. Oh yeah, there we go. Sweeping. Alright. We got low health, but that's okay. We're just gonna crank the number up. And we're gonna test that theory of sweeping. We did have it equipped, so. Yeah, sweeping works diagonal. The animation doesn't show it, but it is working in terms of attacking diagonal. So, good to know now. Look at that. I've programmed it and I don't even know that it's working. But yeah, diagonal attacking can happen with sweeping, which kind of might be broken. This might be broken. I don't know. Well, oh man, it's gonna be a fun week as we're going into open beta and figuring everything out. But for sure, I think tap to attack was a nice idea in order to get people into the game in terms of a new player playing it, always attacking by tapping, well, it'll actually work now. So, let's see. What other thing did I ended up doing on this? There was a lot of bug fixes too. Oh yeah, the Ascension skills, that definitely got a good upgrade too. I don't know if I can trigger it though. No, I can't trigger it. I gotta start a new one. There we go. Yeah, diagonal ricochet is gonna be a pain to test, but I'm pretty sure it is working. VIP 10 skins. Oh yes, can't forget about that. So Ascension skills. Let's do Ascension skills. You can now respec your Ascension, your skill points, not skill points. The iridium that you put into them, you can refund and get back. So if we were to get coin magnet, you can tell we can also now toggle on and off. So that way, you know, I don't know, for whatever reason you wanted your pets to do all the work, you can go ahead and do that, and then you can toggle it back on, and then it will come back on and you'll be able to use it. You can also respec, so once you don't want the skills that you ended up, you know, 100 is a little bit overpriced on that. I was gonna do more like 50, but once you respec, you'll get those ingots back. And I gotta make sure if it actually works now. It's not working properly. It was working before. We're getting less and less iridium. So it's supposed to refund the exact amount, but if you do spend it on more capacity or limit break, you cannot respec that. So that's the only thing to keep in mind. If you're putting in points and you're like, why is not respecking? Well, it's also because you cannot respec iridium. It might have to be highlighted and then just kind of like show somehow. But again, we'll say right here, refund iridiums used on all skills except limit break and more capacity. You will receive 1 iridium back. So pretty cool. Buy that iridium with diamonds or coins. I mean, that was the whole point of Adventure Quest, right? I'll spend 1,000,000 coins for 1 iridium. They're very valuable. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a good thing, especially when in the future we do add a little more Ascension skills to this. It's been a while since I touched this, but I was able to do this feature not too bad. Let's see. Now let's go back to VIP 10. VIP 10 skins. So definitely thank you, John Doe and Melancholy G, for creating the VIP 10 skins. And for those who do have the VIP 10 level, as you can tell, the VIP 10 skins are now animated. There used to be just static sprites, just standing still, but now they are animated. Polar Girl is actually going to be working on VIP 10 character cards. I don't know yet. As far as like what he has done so far, he's already done 20, and so he really wants to like be like, I want to do VIP 10 skins, but I don't know how long it's gonna take. But it's all good. Definitely thank him for his support, and thank you, John Doe, for commissioning Melancholy G to get this these skins animated, because they look fantastic. So Wisdom XP interactions with double XP. I don't know if I don't think I read that feedback. If it was in a forum, I haven't looked at the forums in a bit. I've looked at the feedback text channel, but not the actual forum. The update, I'm trying to go into open beta by Tuesday, and by Tuesday it'll still take another week or so to go public. So it is going to take a bit if you're waiting for a public release. But if you're into open beta and trying out this update, around Tuesday is when it's going to go out in Google Play, App Store, and Steam open beta. So, when add pet with 1 million pearls. Okay, Gamer XP, you're just trolling me right now. I don't know, actually. The song might be from the no copyright sound music. So let's go and see what else we got. Star chest. I don't think it even spawned though. So essentially Star chest is supposed to be a way for the chest to actually spawn as a double loot. And again, it's a lot of things we're going to be going into open beta and figuring out and make sure it works properly. Which I don't see it. Ooh, we're going to have to double check. Oh no. Actually, it might be... Yeah, last double chest right here. Yeah. So it's supposed to be a star chest. It's supposed to be called a double chest. Essentially, it's supposed to have the star particles. And when you go into it, instead of it being 1 mana or in 25 coins, it'll be double. So it'll be 2 mana and 50 coins. If there is 1 equipment, there will be 2 equipment instead. So that is one feature that is going to happen every 500 steps. It's a chance for a chest to be star particles coming out of the chest. So yeah, the forums are a bit like tempting to look at. Like, I mean, I want to look at it, but then I'm like, oh, I gotta work on the fork in the road update. It's like, it's a little bit hard to like make sure that it's a lot of different channels often looking at customer support, bug report, and the feedback text channel. We've also increased the spawn rate of wood from scary trees from 10% to 20%. We've increased mob farm max stats. Did I actually update that? Mob farm. Yes, we did. So you can get up to 10%. Previously, this was 5%. Now it's 10%. Normal chest has gotten a buff. It will drop 1 to 2 equipment max. So before it was only, I want to say it might not have even been 1. Let's see. What else? Oh yeah, quick save heal now saves the current setting that you chose. It'll save that when you leave. It's a lot of minor stuff like that I'm seeing on my notes. And I guess VIP XP also has a bit of a different feel to it. This is actually, this is not going to show the same because we're actually not the correct level. So yeah, now if you're VIP 1, you'll notice it doesn't say 0 out of so-and-so. Normally it would say 0 out of 400, but now you'll actually be able to keep track based off your total value. So as you can tell, 600 VIP to 1,000. Now you get a better form of progress when you do level up on VIP. Multi-attack actually works with range. Now I'm trying to remember what weapon has multi-attack. Oh my goodness. Which weapon has it? Oh, it might be one of the rods. Yeah, one of the rods. Oh man. Well, regardless, the multi-attack, which basically attacks 4 directions, You can have it with Magic Rain Plus, and it'll attack an extra tile away. So another neat quality of life feature that, I'm going to say quality of life. It has actually a balance feature. Archer profession is going to be... Oh, you have to go? Alright, I'll catch you later, John Doe. Thank you for coming in and taking a sneak peek at the update and reminding me all the VIP features that are coming in this update. But yeah, so profession for Archer is going to be after story update. Story update is the next big update after this one. And we'll be looking more towards how to make the OneBit Adventure story very much more open about what's happening, and that will, I guess it gives you more purpose in terms of your adventure. So that's why professions for Archer and Thief have been getting pushed back, and also the priority in terms of like new players playing the game. It's still it still needed some features, and I think Fork in the Road will work perfectly in terms of giving more rewards on their adventure. So, oh, the stew pot. Let's see if we can pull this guy out. There we go. There we go. All right, some new quality of life features is basically being able to see how much of that item you have in your inventory. Normally it would say 1, 2, 3, 4, depending on what you have. Right now I have 0 of everything, and so that was another thing. If how many potions do I have, you can craft it, but you won't know how much without looking at your inventory. So another cool quality of life feature. Blood barrier, ignoring the first lifesteal. Oh yes. So that was a pretty well-known bug for a long time. So third-person vision. Oh wait. Well, actually, if you wanted like perspective on how it would look, Polar Gold made a cool 3D like visual of how it would look if OneBit was in 3D. But yeah, if we go into here, add the blood barrier, and we need some lifesteal. Definitely get our lifesteal all the way up. So the potion system is not, the new one is not in the game yet. It's once we get into, oh yeah, the community dungeon. So community dungeon is getting pushed back, mostly because the Fork in the Road update was a lot bigger than I anticipated, but also the story of OneBit Adventure, the NPCs need to get reworked, and so by reworking the NPCs, I have to actually rework. I'm adding old code that I shouldn't have to in terms of trying to get that into the game. It's hard to explain because adding an NPC is a little tedious in this game. But if I can overhaul that, then release the community dungeon, then everything will be a lot more smoother. So yeah, as you can tell, lifesteal works as intended with blood barrier. It will heal you if you are, it will lifesteal, I should say, as soon as you take damage and you try to attack. The first lifesteal after your blood barrier is full. So, 1 second as my dog wants to jump off the chair, little Yoshi. Yeah, they definitely need more lore. I think overall the game needs a lot more stuff done in the guide. The guide is very much behind. In terms of like the dungeons, so you got the mines, the ruins, the underworld, castle, and that's it. There's so much more dungeons. There's like So one of the things is trying to figure out how to do the story update. Obviously, the story update is one big thing. Bestiary is another big idea, and I want to bring it, but it's more or less I got to work on the guide too. So if anything, the bestiary would be in the guide. It just feels like it should be done here versus a new interface. But yeah. Yeah, Canon Ren definitely needs more story time. And also the baby eggplant wizard is always respawning if you ignore it. Like, there's so many things wrong with the NPCs and the way they spawn. And I definitely want to get that fixed with the story update. Let's see. Yeah, there's a lot more fixes to pyromancers. Also, pets are able to get items over traps now. That was another big bug. Blacksmith now appears over at the underworld entrance. Oh, you can no longer crystallize frogs. Oh, yes. That one's a fun one. And possible fix for daily login rewards. But yeah, overall, that is pretty much most of it right there. For sure, the tap to attack, the fork in the road, those are big ones. I will be busy this whole weekend in terms of what I have going on with family and friends. But in terms of working on this and getting that fork in the road much more polished, is going to be a thing I will focus heavily on in open beta. Let's see. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know about this update or even the future of OneBit Adventure. There's still a lot of things in Rogue Together that I still have. I haven't touched much of Rogue Together in terms of like trying to get that development going. A lot of it is slowed down in terms of how much progress there has been with the newsletter. But yeah, look at this. Growth, 10% XP upon killing enemies. There's reward, and then going on right, negative impact. Negative status effects last 100% longer on you, except for death status. So quite the decisions to rework this in terms of making it into a straight line, and that would make my life a whole lot easier instead of make a tree branch of stuff. Yeah, definitely. I don't even know if this is even work. Okay, but yeah, that is pretty much it. Oh man, I'm trying to think of any other new features, but most of the features revolve around fixing things that I'm starting to see now that I have played it more publicly. Will it be possible one day to combine ruins? So that was also an idea that John Doe had, was combining ruins together so that you can make it into a better ruin. That is something very doable, and I think what proved it was having Frank. Where are you, Frank? There you go. Having Frank to do the reforge mechanic was not that big of a deal, and I think if anything, I can take this idea and make it into the socket ruin idea as well. It is going to be all about balance as well, so it really depends on how we go about that in the future. Add a item for 1k plus steps and catch 2 dungeon fast. Okay, gamer XP. I mean, no, we're not gonna do that. Will there be a foggy sort of tile behind the gate so you cannot see the chunk, similar to Depths of the Sea entrance? Oh, I haven't thought of that yet. See, when it came to making the whole dungeon entrance, for one, I gotta worry about performance issues. Because if I do have it faded, then it will end up causing more lag on low-end devices. I'm going to give you an example. If I can go up to it. Yeah, there's not much behind them. And I think that's also the problem too, is like, I can spawn a chunk there. I can spawn a chunk there. But enemies are going to be a problem. I can't pre-spawn enemies or hold them off, because then that means those enemies will eventually come down to attack you. So if a overworld boss chunk were to spawn, then that's going to be a problem. So yeah, unless I create an animation for each tile, but then yeah, that's where things are a little bit iffy on. Yeah, a lot more things to talk about in terms of how the chunk spawns. So right now, also, enemies won't spawn near you. So the moment you enter into the fork, no enemies will spawn around here. It will only spawn above a certain limit. So you won't get sneak attacked by an enemy that spawned here. I mean, you could put like a gate. Like fences have. No, I mean, the problem is not them going through. The problem is what if the Eternal Wraith spawned? Then, I mean, I could force it not to spawn. Yeah, that's gonna be a very tricky, very, very tricky idea to look at. Yeah, that's the weird part too. I think what's gonna happen is you might get attacked by a Hydra on the right side if it spawns there. Not saying you will, but it really is gonna be like a challenge to try to do that. And it does make sense, like it feels unclear, like in terms of like what's beyond there, until it spawns, and it just spawns like that. Well, actually, the chunk spawns a little over the center too, so it wouldn't make sense either. Interesting. Yeah, the chunk spawns a little over the center. I feel like it should have spawned a little more, one more tile left. Now you got me thinking more about that. And let's see how it spawns here. Yeah, it does spawn one tile into the center instead of being one tile more to the right. Well, the emptiness is one issue. So also the chunk itself won't have what you would call the effects of the path until you pass through it. So if this chunk was all spikes, right? Spikes should appear. But if we preload it, spikes aren't going to appear because it's not preloaded. So there's still problems with how we go about that. Yeah, there's just needs to be a transition of some sort. Um, Either a transition or just more trees that go straight up. Yeah, that's now that yeah, that's the only thing. Hmm, this will probably be an open beta thing to be honest, in order to like figure out what's the right way of spawning a fork. Like the forks always generate like above the area that you're going. Um because generally I don't want you to see what the fork is, but if you have to decide, well, you kind of have to see what the fork is. But it just spawning like this is just not gonna work. So yeah, as you can tell, this is on the right side. You'll see the camera and us moving, and then as soon as we pass a certain threshold, the next chunk spawns, and that's why it keeps going. A fog effect to hide the area will fix both. No, that's the thing. Fade can't work on mobile. One of the limitations of mobiles is uh, opacity fade, like fading an object in and out like this. It actually does not work well on mobile. It will cause more lag, even if it is for a split second. Um, it's possible. I don't know. That's at this point, I'm very tempted to just have it fade in. Um, every object just fade in for that first chunk. Yeah, that's gonna be something. We'll see. If you see a fade in, then you know why. Have the chunk fade in after it comes in. Yeah, it's more or less. Yeah, because every single entity in terms of how they spawn are very. They vary. Some have one sprite, some have four sprites, and it would be hard to do that throughout the whole game. Like for an example, actually, I don't have an example on this screen. Um, yeah. Well, oh my goodness, I got trapped. Yeah, I don't have an example on this screen specifically. Like Glacier. Well, Glacier was a sprite-based animation. I mean, we could take a look at Glacier and see how that looked. Let's see. It just needs a transition for spawning. I mean, could you make it quickly move away instead of fade? Quickly move away. I don't know what you mean by quickly move away. But yeah, if we spawned this, it's a particle anime. Like it's an actual sprite based animation. Yeah, that's sprite based animation. The actual individual colors fade in and out, but oh, you're thinking of a shader. Yeah, no, this we have themes. That's the problem. We have themes. I mean, yeah, it's just one of those things that's not going to work perfectly. Fog opening up in the center to the edge. I mean, the only other option being creating a fog sprite. Let me see. Where is it? Yeah, I don't even know if we don't even have any particular fog sprites or anything like that. Yeah. No. Yeah, that's gonna be a tough one. Ugh. A fog sprite could work, but then it's like, for now we don't have an actual sprite to work with. No. Like, in terms of having a sprite laid over and then having that sprite blocking the whole entire thing. Okay, that one's bad. Whew. But having a sprite, oh my gosh, it keeps going all the way to the left side. Having a sprite, particle animation, come right here and like sort of like block as a fog might. Wait, what? No, we're not going to. No Bitcoin. We don't need Bitcoin in this game. Yeah, that's the only thing I'm thinking of. Maybe I'll have to commission someone to create like a fog effect. Yeah. Because at least if it's a big fog effect that covers that, then it'll be like, alright, it's fine. Like, I can have that effect be there, and then as soon as it goes away, then it'll disappear, and that chunk will already be there. It'll spawn there. Yeah. Yeah, let's commission. We'll have to commission someone to create that. It's a little last second, but it is something that will need to be done. Fog effect for spawning forks. Yeah, that definitely should be good. In terms of another thing, we do have the new pets too, but where's the actually don't know if Pearl Dealer will spawn as normal, but we will try. There you go. Let's see, did I add it? Yeah! Oh, I spelled polar with 2 L's. Whoop! Polar! That's the new pet for Polar. Polar Girl is the one that created the character card, so that one's just going to be there. Added. Yeah. And I'm hoping that with that fog effect coming in, then it'll be much more cleaner and at least make a little more sense in terms of when it spawns. But yeah, for sure it is one of those things where it's just, I don't know. It's one that for me I was like, it'll work, but now that like I like visually see it, it definitely needs more like reasoning instead of it just appearing. So by 10 Polar. Yeah, the idea of like magical effect locking enemies, but yeah, no, it's definitely for sure something that will probably be perfect as the fog effect. Let's see what other thing did but But yeah, we'll for sure have to also update this path UI so that way it's more like centered as one straight path, while expanding and showing you what rewards you get. No, I'm liking that so far. Add new characters. How druid healers are, no. We're not adding druids or healers unless you want to play rogue together. Will we have multiple players in this update? No multiplayer. I did try to get into making sort of like the Dark Souls message system, where if you have a sign, you can leave a message for someone else. That didn't go much far. I was messing around with it though. How to unlock Enigma? You do have to prestige any character one time. Once you prestige any character, you will get Enigma unlocked. You just create it. Zan Soul for Necro idea. I don't know if I've seen Zan Soul. Excuse me. I don't remember if I've seen his Necro idea. Gamer XP, don't trick him. You don't have to buy VIP to get Enigma. You just need a prestige once. Yeah, and this only makes sense because for this not to be multiplayer, because everything's already kind of unbalanced when you get into the further steps. You're gonna get outscaled in terms of damage, and the enemies will always do infinite damage because the further you go, the stronger they get. It's sort of that deal. And healing, by the time you try to heal someone, you're already a one shot. So oh, Polar! Oh! But in his, no, I keep saying Polar because in the Discord, his name is actually 1L. But maybe for that pet, he named it Polar. I can't remember if I can't remember if the name exactly is what he sent me for his pet to be. Yeah, PvP against Glacier Wizard. Yeah, try to PvP him. Yeah, that would be funny, right? Let's see. What do we got? We got Hidden Wizard again. I mean, Hidden Wisdom again. I thought that was not supposed to do duplicate. Yeah, and that was the one thing too. Along the forks, it was supposed to not duplicate for the next like 5 paths. So if you go into a path, that Hidden Wisdom won't appear for the next maybe 3 paths. But yeah. So this program is called Unity. It's in C#. You can find a lot of tutorials online for Unity. It's free to actually make games on. It's when you start making a lot of money where they'll ask you to pay the monthly fee. Monthly subscription, I should say. How to unlock secret class. So, if you want to, Nico, if you want to unlock the secret class, you're going to have to complete all the secret achievements. Right now, it's a lot of different things you gotta do for that. My dog is saying hi. If you say hi, then he'll say hi back. If you go back over to our achievements, secret. This is how you unlock the secret class. Complete all of this. You'll probably want to go online and search for it, but the Discord will also have a lot of resources. One second. I'm gonna go take my dog outside. Once I be am coming back. We'll do a little more playing, and then we'll be done in 30 minutes. So I will be back. 1 second. Okay. It's the stream of the dog. Alright. Yeah, how many are from Discord? And how many actually are here from the YouTube channel? Dyron, see you later. Have a good one. Hopefully I didn't miss you. From the notification bell. Nice. I definitely have, let's see, I have to do one more video for this month for my sponsor. And that's very much going to be the Fork in the Road update. Once I have it more finalized, that video will be kind of like a update spotlight of everything that's in this. So you kind of already getting the sneak peek of what that video will be like. But yeah, if there's any ideas, we can pop into the game in terms of like forks. That's also one thing I'm always looking at the. What is it? Yeah, if we're looking at ideas for the forks, we could definitely add more into it. Wait, what did you talk about since 2 hours ago? Yeah, no, I said it was going to be a 2 hour live stream. Absolutely. I said 2 hour live stream. Oh, yeah. Okay. Hold on. Okay, some of the UI is a little bit finicky. So, yeah, I'm able to attack him there. But it doesn't show the UI. Interesting. Look at this. I can also... Okay. It shows up as I can attack, but I'm not supposed to. Alright, well, that's going to be more bug fix to figure out why it's popping up. Skills for pets are still not my cup of tea. I think I don't want to have people prioritize a build and then all of a sudden we gotta add pets as part of a build. It just doesn't sit right. So that's why they're only been cosmetic only. Oh, you want me to catch you up on everything? Well then, let me answer any other questions that came before. Yeah, Rogue Together, the support classes will be more into healing. I guess it depends on the class itself. If it's a bard, it's gonna buff more than it will heal. But yeah, so let me give you a complete rundown of everything that's going on in terms of the Fork and Road update. So the Fork and Road update has a couple of big things. One being the Fork in the Road having to change the course of your adventure, rewarding you for taking the harder routes, but then taking the easier routes you get less reward. When you come across a fork, you'll have a choice between the two. Once you look at the actual sign, you'll be able to decide, well, do I want Hidden Wisdom, where crates have a 10% chance to drop wisdom books, and you get a permanent, a reward for the run, an adventure reward. Or do you want to get Gridlock? All enemies gain 50% more health, but deal 25% less damage. So this one's kind of a mixed bag of it being good or bad, since the enemies are dealing less damage. And it says temporary. Some of it will be permanent for the run, and some of it will just be one time. So depending on which path you take, it will alter your road. And so right now it's gonna be changed up. It's been discussed on this live stream on how to approach this, but what will happen when time comes on Tuesday, after you've selected your path, this path will be the center path that you've selected, and this other path on the right side that we did not select will just goes away. So then it ends up being a straight line until the next fork, in which once you get to the next fork, that fork will be into center, and you will end up having to decide that the next time you go to that fork. So pretty much a game-changing thing on the live stream, but it makes sense in terms of keeping it a one direction instead of teleporting back to older paths. So is it possible to add no traps in the fork? Oh, you mean like more like what you call it? No traps as in a positive thing? No traps means a lot less than... Well, someone already suggested a fork for a pacifist run, which is essentially that. Like, no enemies will spawn, but you just lose out on all the rewards. You just collect whatever is in your adventure, and that would be the pacifist route. So there are going to be routes like that. Thank you, Rex, for the compliment. You've spent 6 years trying to make this amazing game, but by the help of the community, it helped a lot. How'd you... Hamzel, you just missed everything I just said. I was explaining it to you. Oh my gosh. Never mind. Anyways, don't look at this. Don't look at this. This is not even the final proof of concept, okay? Just imagine this, okay? Color green. You see this color green? And do this. See that right there? Oh, that's... Why is it square? No, that. Alright. Boom. Take a look at that. You see that, Hamzel? Now, instead of it all being forks, as soon as you select the fork and you go through that path, then that fork will be the center. And you'll end up having to choose another fork once the time comes and you make it to the fork. You'll end up having to choose a different path, and that path will end up being moved to the center, whichever one you select. So he's so brutal. He's lying to me, and I feel bad if I don't repeat it. Oh, you're Isaac. Oh my gosh. No wonder. I was like, why? You're trolling me, and you were Isaac this whole time. But I still love your tree anyways, even though your tree hasn't made it yet, because the community dungeon is still not done yet. Still something that will be part of the story update. But yeah, where is that? Yeah, it is a pacifist one. The pacifist one is a different one where enemies have 10% aggro until attacked. After they're attacked, they get 100% aggro. So it's pretty much a safer route than normal. Aggro meaning if you are near an enemy, the chance of them attacking would be 10% for the pacifist one. So. But yeah, but most of the forks are gonna end up a easy fork and a hard fork, or medium fork, I should say. And then going on, what do we choose? Healthy supply, 100% more health items found in chests, or 10% coins in chests. Persistent, so persistent meaning that this will always stay. So 10% more coins in the chest, and once we complete it, it'll be staying as our reward for this adventure. And going forward, yeah, like I said, this is not even half of what I wanted to show off. It's more of stuff that I wanted to like get out and see what the opinion was before really polishing the game and getting it finalized. Because right now, a lot of the UIs are not synced with themes. So if I switch to a different theme, a lot of the colors will be off. Oh my gosh, why is there so many ghouls? Why is there too many? I mean, I know I got wicked hours right now, but that's a lot. Alright, look at this. What's next? Reduce campfire distance by 50%. That's a shortcut. Or more coins. So sort of like this. It's like 50-50. And oh yeah, the green arrows are supposed to show on the actual path. Man. Well, we'll get to it once it's more towards the finishing stage. Yeah, will the chunks be already loaded before entering the path? No, they only get loaded as soon as you like go into here. But enemies in this area will not spawn. I have to make a fog effect for this thing to fade, so that way it's not as abrupt, where you'll see a fog effect, and as soon as you take the step, the chunk will spawn, but the fog will clear as you go. Yeah, I do want to focus more on NPCs with the story update. The story update is going to be more towards that, but I don't think I want NPCs to fully affect the game. I want the NPCs to provide more depth to the game. Much like how Shintaro ends up fighting the Hydra and you get to help him out and he'll say something based off if you helped him out. Stuff like that. No, see, here's the thing. So the rewards are still not done. If I go back and check what rewards I have in the game, yeah, there's literally only 2 rewards I created, which is health flat and health percentage. This is not final. I I pushed it to Tuesday because there's gonna be more base stats like physical evasion, of course mana for mana users, but like other things that affects your base stats, and that is essentially gonna be the rewards. It's not fully complete yet. Tuesday might be a short notice, but we have open beta to test out as much as we want. Yes, the buffs for some of the forks stack. So if you find a a fork that says persistent, I don't even know if that's going to be the right word, but persistent, or basically going to be your permanent for this adventure. So, oh my gosh. So yes, if you have a route that forces you to have so-and-so damage, and then you choose another route that gives you so-and-so damage, that's going to stack up. Just backtrack the whole entire stream because I changed everything. Okay, I'm sorry. Everything changed as soon as the stream went live, and I was like, wait, maybe that doesn't feel right. Add charisma. I don't know. All the characters have charisma. Okay. And another fork. Oh, scary trees and... Oh yeah, because we're level 15, so it's not going to show any other ones, really. Yeah, more health items or scary trees. Nah, it's going to be a repeat. I think most of it is just going to be, like, not showing up based off level, but, like, I could try to force it to spawn, but... Yeah, let's try... Actually, I don't even know if it will break the game, too. That it's not spawning. Let's see. Test fork 16. Or 17. Yeah, let's do 16. Okay, the obelisk one spawned. So essentially this one will plant a bunch of obelisk on the chunks. And yeah, spawns up to 3 obelisks in every chunk. So there's a chance that you're going to get buffed. The reward will be stat based as well. Try 17. Going on to chunk 17. So there we go. They spawn into the world, and now you're going to be dealing with these guys while you're also having them spawn into the obelisk itself. Ooh, that's going to be fun debugging that. Oh my goodness, they're everywhere. I can only imagine chaotic death notice with this. Yeah. It's probably not a good idea. But hey, for those that want the extra challenge, they can definitely go for it. It's buffing that mimic chest too. Let's see. This is... Oh, even spawned it in the boss arena too. Oh yeah, because they are programmed to spawn everywhere. I don't think I'm gonna make it. Actually, you can't get soft lock. Some of the code I've put down, like for an example, this area you would think you would get soft lock until you destroy it. It's programmed to look at obstacles and then decide whether or not they can spawn in there. There might be a soft lock position, and that's when open beta comes in handy, in terms of like trying to figure out why it's causing a soft lock. But yeah, again, that's Oh no, I still couldn't kill him. There we go. Whew, that was a close one. And we collect all that loot and move forward. And as you can tell, see, we're always finding little things like this that'll end up being in open beta and trying to figure out why is this working the way it's not. So the tile on this layer is very much over the obelisk, which is wrong. Boom, and we still can't move into it because it's underneath. Yeah, look at that. Oh, okay. So much of the new tiles are layering on top of that. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. We definitely are going to have to take a closer look at that. Or even just remove objects from spawning inside the chunk. So that's, yeah. Yeah, that's going to be fun. It's all part of development. Now next the next one being that chaos, 100% chance to spawn any normal enemy from any dungeon. So this is just complete, like, whatever goes kind of thing. So I think this one is going to be a fun one because you never know what enemy you're going to come against. This will make it easier to find different enemies from different dungeons. But I am getting obliterated because I'm not. Oh yeah, and some of this might not work too well. With the way some dungeons work, I'm gonna say. Oh, I got I skipped the upgrade. Whoops. Yeah. Overall, I think it's going to be fun. But, again, still looking at Discord and getting that, getting the ideas for the forks into the game. So. Why don't I give myself a 10,000 damage instead of manually killing every enemy? I mean, I can. It's just that the game resets it. I mean, I can level 100. That way I don't end up dying as quickly. So yeah, see, just like that. The only problem is the forks, like I said, the forks are still being worked on. Some of them will work, some of them are 50-50. Especially the obelisk one that I didn't realize these tiles are layered differently. So I'll have to fix that for sure. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's locked into the same one. Let's see. Oh, we could try the blindness one too. Yeah, where's the number 6? Crossroad number 6. You do have to spawn the other fork ahead of time. And if we can go all the way. Oh, poor Brute. He has no boulder to throw at us. So this one's the fog one, which you can only see up to 7 tiles away, but chest gives +1 equipment. So this one is complete visual design where you cannot see anywhere past 7 tiles in a circle. So it is pretty big. It might have to be reduced, to be honest, but some attacks might end up going through because you can still hit them from that range. You just can't see them from that range, if that makes sense. So yeah, I think definitely like this overall. All right, Rex, catch you later. Have a good one and look forward to playing this update in the future. Still hoping for a nice smooth open beta, you know? I just want an open beta that like we don't end up having to spend more than 2 weeks on it, which it might end up happening. So we completed that fork, but our UI is still showing as fog. That's also going to be another thing to deal with, but we'll see. Make blindness a square instead of a circle, because circles are illegal in OneBit. They're pixels though. They got jagged lines though. It's not a perfect circle. I think it's fair. Since archers can shoot diagonal, you know, it's only fair. I'm doing it for the archers and for anyone that's ranged that needs to shoot diagonal. So, yeah. Definitely gonna be amazing. Especially if there is a permanent one that ends up doing that, but we'll see. It's 50-50 on it. Imagine that, a run where the actual like let's see if I can do it right now. I don't know if I can do it right now. Yeah. Imagine if this is all you could see, like that's all you see right there. Like, imagine. I don't know if I want to like live this kind of gameplay, but if there was a chance I could force myself to do this, I probably would. Nah, that's too small. That's way too small. That one's more doable. This one's 5 tiles wide. Okay. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the Fork in the Road update. I want to thank you guys for joining in and sticking around for this live stream. Had a great time looking at all the things that I could be fixing right now and potentially going back and fixing some features that was supposed to be fixed but are not fixed because I just realized it's not fixed. So yeah, there's still going to be more things to look at. I'm hoping to get into open beta Tuesday. Open beta does not mean that it's going to be 100% complete. There will be features added throughout open beta, so that way we can make it as great of an update as possible. Especially because the whole fork in the road idea was one thing I had settled on was the tree branching, but it doesn't feel like it fits right with OneBit. So for sure, trees are not going to be the thing. You still have the fork, but once you choose one, that one path you stick with. So it like takes over that route. So that will be something I'll be working on over the weekend with as much time as possible before Tuesday comes. And yeah, I think the character cards are definitely one that I know you guys will fully enjoy. That one I spend a great amount of time working on to make sure it feels right, works right. But yeah, yeah, send me the Zan thing, the Zan Soul thing. I don't know if it was like the Soul Transcend thing. I don't know if I remember, but if you want to send me a DM or just ping me on Discord, I'll definitely take a look at it. Can I make it into a cone shape? No, that's the weird part. It's just I think the whole purpose of Fork in the Road being you choose a path and that path becomes whatever you want it to be and it will lock into place. And the rewards that come with it are based off the path. It just makes sense to make it one straight adventure. And then you can see your adventure in terms of your progress from start to finish. But yeah, no, it definitely feels like this is going to be something that will have a lot more things to think about. So, what else? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We look forward to getting this update out into open beta by Tuesday. There will be another YouTube video coming up, maybe in like 2 weeks from now, highlighting this Fork in Road update. And just keep an eye out on Discord or YouTube, depending on whichever platform you stay up to date with. I'll be working on this update as much as possible and getting feedback and making it as best as possible. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I want to thank you guys all for watching, and I will catch you guys later. And if you have any ideas for Forks in the Road in terms of what forks you can add, definitely visit the Discord. I don't think I put it in the description, but I will have to. I'll try to do that. So, all right, I'll catch you guys